A girl is asking for help as her friend is dating a guy who just recently revealed after 2 years of dating that he has been hiding $55,000 in credit card debt. This man contributes very little to the household expenses and barely helps to maintain it. She owns the home. What should she do?
How could he contribute much to the expenses? He's $55K in debt. Brian texted in. Brian said, I stand with all bros, but hiding $55K in debt and not helping out, it's time to leave him. It's only been 2 years. You still have time to restart with someone else. Unless he is working on the debt, then work with him to get better. That's good from Brian. I like that. That it's not the number of 55,000, although that is eye-popping. It's a lot. But if it depends on also, right, how you learned about it. Did you find a bill and he's been keeping it a secret, or did he finally at some point come clean on his own and say, hey, I just think we've been together a while. I think you should know I'm deep in debt, because I think that makes a big difference. Dee also said they're living together. If you live in a common law state and have lived together for more, she says, than a year, his debt could become her debt. He's not helping her out with all that debt. At least have him moved out, and if not, leave him. That's a good point too. I don't know how the common law stuff works, but Dee's right. If you're living with him, and the longer you stay with him, right, even if it doesn't officially become your debt, it's more and more going to functionally become your debt. You can't have that if you're fine with if you do okay with your own money. So I guess even worse if you're also bad with money. So yeah, I mean it's a clear leave him, right?
See, but I think there's layers to it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was looking on the other side, I think the biggest issue is he won't say why.
Yeah.
He got the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, I mean, because realistically, for a lot of people that are walking around or listening right now,
yeah,
$55,000 worth of debt, that's a lot of debt, but that's almost as much debt as anyone who went to college probably had. A lot of people have similar debt to that.
Yeah.
And they're living with somebody, and they're dating somebody, so it's not the amount of debt that is the reason that this guy is in a bit of trouble here. It's that he hid it, and that he won't explain why he has it, how he obtained this debt.
Yeah.
Because if he says, oh, I went to college and I'm paying off my school debt, then that's a pretty normal situation.
Yeah. Although it still sucks that he's not contributing. According to this friend, anyways.
That does stink that he's not contributing.
Yeah.
And also on the other side of it as well, when was he supposed to disclose
that is a good question.
The amount of debt? They've been dating for 2 years. At what time is he supposed to say I have $55,000 in credit card debt? Because it's not the first thing that you say when you meet somebody. Mm-mm. When you start dating, you don't say, hey, I'm $100,000 in debt, or hey, I'm a millionaire, because those things don't need to be disclosed when you first start dating somebody.
Yeah.
So I see that he's been hiding it for too long.
Mm-hmm.
If he's being secretive about it, which is what Chris just texted in, if he's being secretive about $55,000 in debt, that creates trust issues. That would make me question what other things that person is being secretive about. And I agree with that as well. If he's being secretive, that's bad. $55K in debt, and also that he won't disclose it, bad. Leave him unless he'll disclose why he's been hiding it.
Yeah.
And if it's a horrible reason, then you definitely got to go.
You got to shine the spotlight on him. Interrogation time. What is this debt from?
And if he won't answer,
yeah, we need answers. Because yeah, $55,000 now. I have been assuming it's credit card debt, which is definitely different from student loan debt. But nevertheless, yeah, it's not the price. It's not the amount of debt. It's the secrecy. It's the hiding it. And it's the going forward, not contributing it. When do you disclose it? Probably sometime before you move in might be a good time. But the last question, because this is from a friend, when does the friend step in? What can she do?
Well, if she asked you for advice, you just give it to her straight and say that exactly what we just said.
Mm-hmm.
You need to figure out why. But if she's not asking you for advice, then you don't need to give advice.
Yeah, she's probably not going to listen to you anyways.
Yeah, she's fine.
But,
she's a big girl. She can handle it herself.
But
you don't determine her relationship. You didn't approve of her going out with him.
Uh-huh. I'll tell you what you do. You don't give advice. You just tell her to listen to the rest of the Riot podcast.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.